Hey, what's going on, guys? Skullhead here, and today we're going to be talking about an article that was published over the weekend by IGN, interviewing the lead creative director on Zombies, and Craig Houston, and one of the lead system designers, I think, also chimes in a little bit. And yeah, basically we're going to run through this article. I'm going to comment on some of the things that I've actually wanted to comment about. I wanted to make a video about main Easter eggs and everything, but I wanted to hold off anyways until Treyarch actually properly commented on it, because I was very curious to see if this was a thing going forward that was going to change at all. And in general, let's just jump into the article. In the run-up to Call of Duty Warzone and Black Ops Cold War Season 2, Treyarch spoke to IGN regarding the Zombies content present in the latest update to the popular shooter franchise. From Easter eggs tying up Zombies' ongoing and somewhat convoluted story, as well as the new Outbreak mode, here's what we found out. One of the concerns Call of Duty Zombies players have had with the cooperative mode in recent times are its Easter eggs and how to accomplish them. These usually enrich the overall storyline of Call of Duty Zombies and are sought after by the community. We wondered if Treyarch would use Season 2 to change how Easter eggs worked. On this project, we've actually made it a mission to make Easter eggs more accessible, or what we call the main quest, says Corky Lemcule. So, what I want to say on this, I was actually going to make a video a couple weeks ago on this, is we shouldn't be calling it an Easter egg anymore. It is no longer a main Easter egg. In my opinion, it is a main quest. It is a quest now. It is something that we are going to go into the game. We are going to find within the first 2 hours of the map coming out. That's just how it's going to be. The main quest, I'm hoping that there's more convoluted side Easter eggs as we go on throughout the season, but like the main quest is going to be, it seems like, going to be way more in your face. I'm hoping it's a little bit less handholdy going into the newer seasons, but I definitely think that it's not going to be as hard as it used to be. It's not going to be something where it's just go find some Easter eggs and that's it. It's actually going to be like how it was with Peck and Ravenov and Firebase C. And honestly, give Treyarch a chance. Let them figure out this way of doing main quests, because I think it could work. I think it could make the mode in general a lot more replayable and a lot more fun to come back to. But we do need to have more memorable boss fights, more memorable steps, I guess. I don't know. I thought the memory transfusion step, no matter how frustrating it is, I think it's a really cool step in Firebase C. But anyways, let's keep going on. There are some side Easter eggs that are still somewhat obscure and you'll have to find, but for the main quest, we just wanted more experienced players to experience it. Less than 2% of Call of Duty Zombies players completed Easter egg. According to Lemcule, the reason for this is to ensure more players experience all of what Zombies has to offer. So much development time goes into these things. And if you look at the metrics, less than 2% of the players were actually seeing that stuff unless it was shown on YouTube, he says. If you look at YouTube now or Reddit, a lot of people are completing their first Easter eggs ever, and they've been with the franchise for the full 10, 12 years. Like, exactly that. It's so bad that like nobody's experiencing this. In my opinion, it's really bad to not have that player retention for the mode, because then that's just a lot of wasted dev time that nobody gets to experience. And I can imagine that makes the devs feel like crap, and it really makes it hurts the story too. It really does hurt the story if they're not able to show us the product they've made. And to Lemcule, who has been working on Call of Duty for the last 16 years as studio creative director on Zombies since it first hit with the classic Call of Duty World at War, this is a step in the right direction. I love seeing that though. The first round 100, first round 50, he says, so yes, we've definitely made it a priority to make Easter eggs less obscure and make sure the steps make sense with the narrative. They're still challenging, but they're not crazy hard like they used to be. And that's the big thing, is that they just want to make sense with the narrative more too. And I think that's the proper way to do it. I think it needs to make more sense with narrative wise. Bringing zombies closer to Black Ops lore. Speaking of narrative, Season 2 appears to be stepping up a notch with the return of fan favorites like Samantha and Maxis as a playable character in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and as an operator in Warzone. We had to ask how Treyarch decides on what story beats to focus on and which characters to surface from its long-running history. I think the thing that's really important is that the previous incarnations we call the Ether story, which involved Richtofen and all those characters, that came to a definite end at the end of Black Ops 4 season, and we were passionate about not rewriting his story, says Craig Houston, lead writer at Treyarch. One of the things I said was that those characters did what they did to try and create a singular world where zombies didn't exist, and unfortunately because of the experiments in World War II, they were only half right. This is no longer a time-traveling, multi-dimensional story. This is grounded in Cold War. And right now, yes, it's grounded in Cold War. Right now it's grounded, but I think it's gonna get a little bit messy. Not messy, but like it's gonna get a little... The scope is gonna shift eventually, and it's gonna go from here, and I think it's gonna really open up a lot of different ways to go going forward with the story. That said, however, there is a clear continuity between BO4 and current events in Zombies. At the end of the BO4 storyline, we had two clear characters that needed to be referenced going forward, and that was Maxis and Edward Richtofen, the younger versions of them both, says Houston, before hinting of what to expect from future updates. So we will have shown what Max is up to. Any other characters that might reappear will be dealt with in later seasons. Let's talk about this. We're going to tie this into another video that I just made. Richtofen's coming back 100%, and we just literally got a teaser with Outbreak with Maxis talking about feelings of a boy who is lost, and it seems like Richtofen is really coming back. And if you would like to check out that previous video, I will have it linked down in the description below if you would like to catch up on any. I also have all the Firebase C intel uploaded on my channel, so if you'd like to catch up on any story tidbits, there is that. I am going to be also working on a beginner Dark Ether story series. That is something I think I will probably start doing in the next few weeks. But anyways, don't be surprised, however, to see Treyarch try to connect Zombies to Black Ops lore with upcoming seasons. We're also taking Weaver from the campaign, adds Lemcule. I think that another thing we look to do is how we can bring it closer to some of the Black Ops lore, which was really interesting and got us excited to be able to do that. We'll always look for opportunities to connect our universes where it makes sense. And it's really, really interesting, and I love just seeing the what is it called, the connections to the bigger Black Ops universe, and that's exactly what we need. The Black Ops lore is so deep and just great. Outbreak's origins are in the first Call of Duty Black Ops. Story beats aren't the only new parts to Zombies content in Season 2. There are fresh modes like Outbreak and certain new aspects to Zombies like Crystal Types and Frenzy Guard could impact game balance. We had to ask how Treyarch manages to keep things fun while ensuring it remains challenging. It was a challenging problem filling a large, vast space with some of our technical limitations, so what we ended up doing was this idea of hot zones where we've populated enemies throughout the large spaces, and as you engage those pockets, more spawn around you, explains Kevin Drew, expert game designer at Treyarch. Drew's the lead systems designer of the Zombies, as well as the lead designer of the Outbreak mode. So sometimes if you start combat from far away, you can just snipe a couple of zombies and that's it. But if you go into that area and engage that group, suddenly there could be 15 or 20 more zombies that spawn around you, so you could get caught off guard and feel like you've almost sprung a trap, which is very interesting design. I really like the hot zone design of Outbreak and everything. And something that is very interesting to see Kevin Drew step up so much. He's the lead system designer of zombies as well as the lead designer of the Outbreak mode. He was the lead, I don't know if he was the lead director, but he was the lead designer on Zetsubo. So, and Zetsubo is one of my favorite maps. So I'm really excited for future systems that we get from Treyarch, and just knowing that the devs that were behind BO3 are still there. A lot of devs, of course there's going to be new devs, but there's also going to be a lot of devs that were around during BO2 even. Like Corky was a lead writer on Mob of the Dead. He created the Garrod Crovey poster, like he painted that himself. I know, and then Craig's been writing since Mob with Jason and everything. So this mode is still in an amazing hands. And if anything, Corky was already a number 2 man to Jason, and it seemed like they were still working together a lot. For some members of Treyarch, Outbreak feels like a culmination of all of the studio's efforts since the early days of zombies. This is something we've always wanted to do at the studio. Like we've talked about this since around Black Ops, the scale of the zombies experience. And being able to reference back to BO1, whenever Zelensky was even there, it really does feel like a lot of culmination of all the different modes that we've gotten, and they're really trying to like innovate it, because it feels like a combination to me of BO1, 3, and its own thing. And I really enjoy the zombies mode because there's just so much more they can do with it. There's so many good systems in place, but the technology hasn't been there for us to be able to deliver this, and we're just all grateful that this moment in time allowed us to see this thing come to life. It's a mode that will appeal to casual players that are new to zombies even. Just the way it ramps up in terms of difficulty, but it's also compelling for hardcore players. I think it's a really nice hybrid. I really think that's basically the end of the article. I think that's a perfect way to describe them. It is a very good hybrid between both the regular round-based play and proper just having some fun, having casual time, because you could just chill out on the first few rounds, and once you get past round 5, that's whenever it starts to get really hectic. And I love this mode, man. They've really killed it. I think Treyarch is just killing it with content lately, and zombies in general is in amazing hands. I hope we see more amazing content like this going forward, and I hope y'all are all enjoying my own content, and I hope you'll all will come along and join me for this ride that is the rest of the Black Ops Cold War season. And that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.